Welcome to the Daughter of Ice channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you content to do with childhood sexual abuse. On this channel I share things to do with my experience of going through this childhood abuse. I also share news stories and other information on sexual abuse to raise awareness of it, and also from time to time I do interview other survivors and their supporters on this channel. So if this is the type of content that you're looking for, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you do like the content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So in today's video I wanted to share with you a story I came across, and it is about a teacher accused of drugging and sexually abusing dozens of children as young as 2. So as always, when I do these types of videos I do give a trigger warning because of the nature of the content. So if you feel that this is something that might trigger you or upset you, I wouldn't advise you to watch this video. If that's the case, if you feel you can watch it, maybe come back at a later time when you feel that you can watch this video. And the reason I wanted to cover this story is because more and more on social media I am seeing a huge rise in the number of teachers who are being charged, who are being exposed for sexually abusing children within schools. Not actually in the schools, but you know, meeting the children in schools and then grooming them to sexually abuse them. Especially a huge rise in female teachers doing it. Now I'm kind of conflicted about that actually, whether it's just a huge rise or if it's becoming more known, because I think a lot of people always thought it was more to do with male teachers, and the stories to do with female teachers seem to be few and far between. But I think that it has always been going on and it's just probably being more exposed now. So it says a Nevada elementary school teacher has admitted to drugging and sexually assaulting dozens of children, including a 2-year-old neighbour, according to the police. So Taj Hilson, 62, was arrested in Reno in July, a day after she penned an apology to a relative who accused her of sexually assaulting her throughout her childhood and adulthood. Now the adult accuser filed a police report in April, providing text messages of the elementary school teacher admitting to drugging her and touching her inappropriately, according to court documents. The defendant admitted to giving her, the alleged victim, Benadryl to sedate her, sneaking it into her food, then touching the girl while she slept. When interviewed by police on the 25th, Hilson allegedly admitted abusing a woman throughout childhood, continuing when she returned home from college in 2014, blaming it on how she never felt seen and desired to be close to someone. Hilson admitted to inappropriately touching at least a dozen other children, including a 2-year-old neighbour at a local pool within the last few years. She has been charged in 2 of the cases, police said, stressing that none of those abused appeared to be students. The allegations in this case are deeply disturbing, Washoe County District Attorney Chris Hicks said in a statement, noting that alleged victims included a toddler. He said, "I commend the extraordinary courage of the adult victim who came forward to report this abuse, a brave act that has allowed others to seek justice and protect others from harm." She was charged with 1 count of sexual assault of a child under 14, 1 count of sexual assault and 3 counts of lewdness with a child under 14. Her bail was set at $5 million. So there's a few things from this story I just want to quickly talk about. First of all, as I mentioned, the bravery of that victim who was sexually abused from her childhood all the way into her adulthood. Her bravery is just so, you know, wonderful to see, because for a lot of survivors, a lot of victims who go through this, they find it very difficult to go to the police, even years after the event. But the fact that she kept text messages and things like that probably supported her case even more. But she's definitely brave for being able to do this, and I hope and pray that she's able to get the support and help that she needs to process the things that she's been through, and to be able to heal from her experiences, and that might take a very long time. The abuser tries to not take ownership of what they have done. She was trying to blame it on the fact that she has no one to feel close to. This is a pattern with child sex offenders, paedophiles. I have never really covered a story where a paedophile really takes ownership of what they've done to their victims. The fact that you can drug a young child to do this and then not take responsibility for it, but then blame it on the fact that you want to feel close to somebody you've had no one to feel close to. She's very devious. The fact that she was sneaking this Benadryl into her food. One of the things that paedophiles always do is try and seek to control the child, and that's what she's tried to do by drugging her. Another thing about this story that I want to touch on is the fact that, as I've mentioned in other videos, it is very unusual for a paedophile child sex offender to have only one victim. This victim's bravery in coming forward and speaking out then sparked for other people to come forward and speak out. And that is something to be encouraged from this story, that when people can come forward and share their experiences of going through or just voicing that they were sexually abused as a child, it encourages others to be able to find, the courage to do that as well. But besides the courage of the others to be able to come forward, which has led to more, charges against this paedophile, the fact that she has more victims shows you they never just abuse one. And even though the police have said that she was in a teaching position for 3 years at a school and they don't think that she's touched anybody, I would bet that she has. Because they can't just change. They never just change. The fact that she has been a prolific abuser for so many years, abusing this first victim from childhood into adulthood, and then had others that she was doing this to, including a neighbour's toddler who was age 2, working in a school, I don't believe that she would have been able to have resisted that temptation. And I think that it's only going to be a matter of time before other victims come forward. The fact that she went and put herself to work in a school shows that she had an intention, I believe, to find other vulnerable children that she could groom and that she could abuse. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is a rise in the amount of stories now that are being exposed about female teachers who are sexually abusing children who are under their care in school, or they're meeting them through school and connecting with them outside of school to groom and abuse them. And I'm glad that that myth about female sex offenders and paedophiles is finally being more exposed into the open, because a lot of the time people didn't seem to think that women could be abusers. I've got a few more stories that I want to talk about in another video about female teachers, but I just wanted to share that with you today because I think it's important that people know that female teachers are sexually abusing children. Not all female teachers obviously, but there are women who are paedophiles or have those inclinations of wanting to touch children, who are getting themselves into positions within schools to be able to grab those type of opportunities. But that is it for this video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.